Bamboo. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've done a video. I'm so sorry. So today is what? Monday, March the 5th, 2012. This is week 13 pregnancy for me, and I have no idea what week it is post-op gastric bypass. Things are going very well in my pregnancy so far. Really very minimal issues, which is good. The issues I'm having, I think, are somewhat normal, so I'm really not even too worried about them. So I haven't done a video in like what, a couple, 3 weeks maybe. Lots to talk about, I guess. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, Jared and I went to the OBGYN for our Doppler, our first Doppler appointment. So we got to hear the baby's heartbeat. Doctor had no trouble finding the heartbeat. Like literally took him like 1 second. And nice strong heartbeat going at about 170 beats a minute. It just was the sweetest sound to my ears. I think my heart skipped a beat as soon as I started hearing it. My husband, he's not a medical person, so I don't think he quite knew what he was listening for. So he kind of was at a disadvantage, but the doctor was really nice and said, you know, kind of explained to him, this is the sound that you're hearing. Because on a Doppler, it's kind of just a whooshing sound, you know. So anyway, he was pretty excited to get to hear it. The doctor said a good strong heartbeat, and that was at 11 weeks, so a good strong heartbeat that early. Reduced my chance of miscarriage to almost 0, which, yay, you know, that's what everybody wants to hear, right? You want to hear that your chance of miscarriage is very minimal. So 2 weeks from today, we go back for another Doppler, and a check of weight and a blood pressure and just kind of a general check-in, how am I doing kind of thing. And then 6 weeks from today, wow, we go for our big ultrasound, which will tell us whether or not we're having a boy or a girl, hopefully, as long as everything goes well. In 6 weeks, we should know if we're having a boy or a girl. My gut feeling is that we're having a boy, which is exciting to me. We actually picked out a boy name, which I'm really thrilled about. Because for a long time we've had a girl name picked out, and we really were not really talking a lot about boy names for a long time, and then all of a sudden I came up with one that I really liked, and Jared seemed to really like it, so that's what I'm sticking with. I like it a lot. So I'm not going to share what it is right now, because I don't want, you know, you don't want people to steal it, you don't want people to say bad things about what name you pick out or whatever, so we're not sharing that right now. We have shared it with like family and stuff, but other than that, I'm not, you know, going to broadcast it on YouTube. So all is going pretty well. Fatigue, I think it's getting better. It's hard to know. It's kind of hard to know right now because I've been really, really sick. Last week on Tuesday night, I started feeling very sore throat, really tired. Tuesday at work for me was like really busy. So I thought, well, I'm just really tired because I was really busy. You know, I worked like 11 hours and I didn't sit down pretty much all day. Like I worked a full 8 hours before I even got like a 5-minute break. So yeah, it was a rough day. So I kind of Tuesday night thought, well, you know, maybe I'm just getting kind of, you know, it's just I'm tired and my throat's sore from that. Wednesday, I stayed in bed almost all day. I just didn't feel well. I couldn't really put my finger on what was going on. I just didn't feel well. Still had a sore throat. Head was a little bit congested, and I just couldn't really tell. Thursday I went to work, and I was sick, like 99.7 degree fever. My chest was really tight. I had kind of a dry, hacky cough, very sore throat, a lot of head congestion, bad headache, just didn't feel well at all. My boss came in mid-morning, and I was like, look, I'm really sick. Like, I'm really sick. And she's like, okay. I was supposed to work 14 hours on Friday, and I said, I can't work tomorrow. Like, I need to go to the doctor. I'm really sick. I really had no business being at work on Thursday, but I work a job where you can't really call off. Like, you got to give a little advance warning and notice so that the shift can get covered, because we don't have a lot of staff. And so that's why I was telling my boss Thursday, like, I knew there was no way in hell I was going to be able to work Friday. I was like just doing everything I could to get through the day on Thursday. And at first she was like, no, you have to be here. And I was like, no, you're not understanding me. Like, I'm not going to be here. Like, I'm really sick. I'm going to go to the doctor, and I'm not going to be here. And so finally I kind of got it through her head. Like, basically, you got to find somebody to cover my shift, because otherwise you're going to be doing it. Like, I told her, I'm like, I could be, I'm trying, it was like 8 in the morning. I'm like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to tell you almost a day in advance, like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so that you have time to find somebody. If you would rather, I can call you at 4 in the morning and tell you I'm sick and I'm not coming in. That's up to you. But one way or another, you might as well know I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And I don't do that. Like, usually I work sick, but I knew, like, I just knew something was really not right. So anyway, she finally said, okay, just don't worry about coming in tomorrow, and I'll get somebody and whatever. And she actually let me go home a little bit early on Thursday, because I had been, I had called the doctor and was getting into the doctor or whatever, so she let me go. So I went to see the doctor. I went to see just my primary family physician. Actually, I couldn't even get into him. I had to see his partner, which is fine. He's another physician. And I came in. I was in my scrubs, and, I just left work, and, like, just very, very miserable, sick. And the doctor's like, well, so you work in dialysis? I'm like, yeah. He's like, have you had any patients that have had pneumonia? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh. So he starts listening to my lungs, and he's like, oh, man. And he looks up in my sinuses and my ears, and he's like, okay, so you have a sinus infection, you have bronchitis, and you have pneumonia. Awesome. And I'm pregnant, so that drastically limits what kind of medication I can take. For those of you who don't know, like, a lot of medication can be very harmful to a fetus that's growing. So it's really important that if you get sick, that you tell your doctor that you are pregnant and how far along you are and things along those lines, so that they can find medication or not that will work and that is safe. So he was real honest with me. He's like, you definitely need some antibiotics, but right now I don't know off the top of my head what's the best for you with pregnancy, so I need to go, like, do a little research on this. So he left, and he, like, went into his books, and I totally appreciate a physician that will tell you, I really don't know, let me look it up. There's not a lot that would do that. I would rather them make sure that this is safe for me and safe for the baby. And anyway, so he came back, and he's like, I found a low dose antibiotic to give you. He's like, but you might as well just be aware, like, you're probably going to be sick for a while, because this low dose is going to take a while to really knock this out. And I said, okay, that sucks. But okay, I know I want something that's safe for the baby. So Friday all day I stayed in bed. This weekend I was at my parents', and I just laid around. I really didn't do much. We went to dinner Saturday night at a restaurant, and, like, that's pretty much all I did the whole weekend. Just laid around and chilled. And I have still, like, I'm still so sick. Like, I feel today is the first day I actually feel a little bit better. Like, I feel more like me again. But my lungs are still very full. I'm very wheezy. I have, like, a really hacky cough, and I've been coughing up all kinds of junk. And my nose is running like crazy today. So I think it's starting to break it up. The antibiotics are, but it's definitely slow going. So I have to go back to work tomorrow, which I should be okay. It'll be, it'll be a little bit of a rough week while I'm still sick, because it's just hard to breathe. So, like, being up, moving around, and, talking and doing whatever, that's what wears on me. but I think I'll be okay to go back to work tomorrow. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with, on top of, so it's kind of hard to know, like, am I fatigued from pregnancy still, or is it just because I've been sick? It's probably a little bit of both. I don't really know. I'm anxious to get over this and then see where I'm at pregnancy-wise. So week 13, I only have like one more week to wrap up first trimester. I can't believe it. It's like, it seems like it's going fast and slow all at the same time. It kind of reminds me of what it was like being first post-op. Like, the first year felt like it went like super slow and super fast all at the same time. And that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting with this. It's like, when I sit back and think about, I found out when I was basically like 5 weeks along, and I told people when I was 6 weeks along, and we're already 13 weeks along, and so it's like, wow, it's been a while since I told people. It just kind of surprises me how fast that's gone. But at the same time, like, looking forward, 6 more weeks to find out what we're having, that seems like a lifetime to wait. It's really only a month and a half, but to me it seems like forever. So, but it's just exciting. My body has it changing. Weight-wise, I've actually, pretty well maintained my weight. I've gone up just a few pounds during this first trimester, but that's it. I'm still able to wear all my same clothes. I can still fit into my size 10s. Now, I don't really wear my 10s a lot because it's a little uncomfortable being, they're fairly snug in the waist, because that's where my body shape has changed, is in my belly. But I can put them on. I haven't outgrown them. That's a nice thing. That's a nice way to put it. So I mostly just wear my 12s because they're a little looser and they're a little more comfortable. But, all my shirts and everything, it still fits fine. I'm wearing a medium hoodie, and I have on athletic pants that are men's, and they're a medium. So, my size really hasn't changed much. Weight really hasn't changed much, which is good. My goal was to gain pretty minimal amount of weight during the first trimester, and I think I've done a pretty good job of that. So, and I have to say, I feel like I eat all the time. Like, I'm hungry all the time. And I was reading something in What to Expect When You're Expecting, and it was saying that if you find your bellying up to the refrigerator all the time, you may be having a boy. And I have had a gut feeling that I've was having a boy for several weeks now, so I was like, oh, maybe I really am having a boy. So I'll be anxious to see if my premonition is correct on that. Let's see, what else is going on? Feeling pretty good. I've had a few spells of what I think is like a low blood sugar attack. My doctor, my OBGYN, seems to think it's just a hormonal shift causing like a change in my blood pressure. I will suddenly get dizzy. I will get a little nauseated. I will sweat, and I will get the shakes. Like, my hands will just be very shaky. And I find if I eat something sweet, like a piece of candy, anything sweet, like it makes the feeling go away really quickly. If I don't, it seems to drag on and on and on, which makes me feel like it's a blood sugar issue. I don't know. So that's something that I'm still just kind of dealing with. It doesn't happen every day, but here and there it does, and it's a frustrating feeling because you feel fine one minute, and the next minute it's like, oh my god, I feel like crap. And until the feeling goes away, it feels really junky. So I'm dealing with that. The food issue is really, really hard for me to manage right now. Being hungry all the time, I feel like I did pre-op, where I just want to eat all the time. So I'm fighting a lot of that, but the problem is that if I fight it too much and I don't eat, then I get sick because I don't eat. So pregnancy is definitely an odd thing. Like, I find I need to put something in me every couple hours in order to, like, feel decent. If I don't, then I get really sick feeling. So I'm trying to make good choices, trying to, you know, eat a lot of fruit, a lot of cheese, same as I was doing before. But I won't lie, carbs have snuck in on me hardcore, and that's what I crave. I crave carbs like nobody's business. Carbs are so addicting. It's crazy. Like, I wish I had never let myself get back into eating carbs the way that I have. And I will tell you, when I eat carbs, I will eat, and like 10 minutes later, I'll be starving. If I eat something that's good, solid protein, that will tide me over a full 2 hours. So, you know, it's a constant battle for me to make the right decisions on what foods I'm eating. And I'm going to tell you guys straight out, I'm not winning the battle all the time. I'm really not. I'm doing the best I can, and I think, you know, the fact that I haven't really gained much weight shows that. But I'm not being as good as I could be. I will just be honest about that. I've pretty much decided that this baby's the only baby for us. I don't really want to do this again. I miss having my body. I miss just feeling like me and feeling healthy and strong. Because I really don't feel like, I just feel very worn down. And I know growing a baby takes a lot of work from your body. It takes its toll on you. So, you know, it's just not something I was really prepared for ahead of time. But I'm dealing. What else? What else? What else? I guess that's about it. Still drinking lots of water, which we all need to be doing. I feel like I need more water now than I did before when I was a big water drinker anyway. So drinking even more water now, which is not hurting me. Just makes me pee all night. I guess this is the way that the good Lord prepares you for being up in the middle of the night to feed your baby, because I'm up all night. All night. I feel like I get no sleep. There's other stuff I know I want to talk about. Oh, people have been wanting to know what kind of cravings I've been having food-wise. I have had a few, but I have to say, most of what I crave is pretty healthy food. Pineapple has been a huge one for me. I crave fresh pineapple, and I have been keeping fresh pineapple in my refrigerator pretty much for the last couple month and a half, maybe. That's just, oh my gosh, I can't get enough fresh pineapple. Diet A&W root beer, can't get enough of that flavor. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that taste. And I really am not a soda drinker. You guys know that. I pretty much quit soda even long before I had my surgery. I would just occasionally drink soda. So I'm limiting my soda intake because I know the carbonation is not good for me. But I do drink it. Not gonna lie. I do allow myself to indulge in that. What else? Dry cereal. Ever since weight loss surgery, I really haven't been a cereal eater. Excuse me. Oh, pneumonia. Cereal very minimally for me. So, this is a new one. But what I find is I just want dry cereal like to munch on. So like Cheerios, I've been getting Cheerios, or like they make peanut butter Cheerios, stuff like that. And yep, I allow myself to do like Lucky Charms and like the sweet cereals a little bit here and there. But I try my best to pick the low sugar, better for you cereals, lower calorie cereals. And I do measure out what I eat cereal wise, so I know how much I'm getting. And recently, like, meaning maybe within the last week, pickles and olives, I've definitely, especially the olives, I could eat green olives and all day. I don't know if it's the saltiness of them or what, but green olives are something that I'm just like wanting to eat all the time. I'm finding that I'm making like little salads at dinner, and I just like chock full of green olives. It's so funny. But, so anyway, those are the things that I've kind of been, craving a lot, if anybody wants to know. I don't know why you guys would want to know, but people apparently do because they ask. But all is well. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last video. I will try to to do better at giving you the weekly updates. Work has been crazy, and with being sick and stuff, I just haven't really felt up to snuff. So, hopefully I'll get back on track now. So 2 more weeks, another Doppler, 6 more weeks, big ultrasound. Can't wait. I'm so jealous of all you guys out there who are getting early ultrasounds, getting to see your little gummy bears early. I can't wait to see that baby. I don't know why. I just cannot wait to lay my eyes on that baby. And I know that Jared is really feeling that way too. Like, we're both just really anxious and excited, and I can't believe the first trimester is almost done. We're almost into the second trimester already. It's going to go fast. I'm excited to start working on the nursery. We have a lot to do with that, but we're waiting to find out what we're having before we do anything, because right now it's all hot pink. So if we're having a girl, we won't have to do too much. But if we're having a boy, like my gut says, we got a lot of work to do. So anyway, that's what's going on. I hope everybody out there is doing really well. I've been trying to keep up, but let's face it, there's just so much to keep up with. But anyway, I keep trying. So I will talk to you guys later. Mwah! I love you. Bye.